Hi, you guys, it's Miss Silva. Good morning. I just wanted to, before we get into the new lesson for this week, I wanted to help with T7 on your IXL assignment for last week. And because I got a lot of questions from students, this is working with area and circumference of semicircles and quarter circles. I didn't realize that that was part of last week's assignment, so otherwise I would have included it in the circle work. So let's just go in through and take a look at a couple of examples of these. So again, we've got, we've been working with circles, but what if we don't have a full circle? What if we have instead a semicircle? So a semicircle is half of a circle. And then we've also got, instead of half of a circle, what if we have a quarter circle? So that's 1/4 of a circle. Okay, so we'll take a look at the circumference and the area of those. So let's take a look first at a semicircle. I'm going to just kind of divide my paper in half here. We'll work with semicircles first. So the semicircle, let's say for example, the semicircle has a radius of 5 centimeters. Okay, so we can draw a picture similar to this. Again, if drawing a picture helps you, can definitely do that. So here's our semicircle, and we're told that it has a radius of 5 centimeters. So that's from here to here, 5 centimeters. And so if we take a look first at finding the area, so we know that the area of a circle is equal to pi times radius squared. Again, remember I said I like writing it out as radius times radius. So if that's the area of a full circle, a semicircle being half of a circle means that we're going to take our answer for this and multiply it by 1/2. So in our case, 3.14 times radius 5 times radius 5, and then again we want half of that. So let's go ahead again, calculator appropriate for sure, plugging these values in. So 3.14 times 5 times 5 times 1/2 as a decimal, 0.5. So that gives us an area of 39.25. And again, that area is measured in units squared. All right, so now let's take a look at the circumference of that shape. Again, that shape is a semicircle. So we actually have to look at it in a couple of different ways. The semicircle, I'm going to just redraw it down here. Again, this is 5 centimeters here for our radius. So the circumference means that we're going around the circle. So if we take a look at our circumference, it's, the circumference is pi times the diameter. And again, half of a circle means that we want just half of the distance around. So this amount is multiplied by 1/2. But what we also have to consider is that to finish this shape, we need to go a distance of a radius and another radius. So we need to add radius distance and add another radius distance, and that will complete the distance around this semicircle. So let's go ahead and fill in our values. Pi 3.14. The diameter is going to be 5 plus 5 is 10 centimeters across. I'm going to just put that in there so we know it's 5 plus 5. And then again, we want half of that. That's going to be for this distance here. And then we're going to add to that the distance across 5 plus the distance across 5. So in our calculator, let's go ahead, 3.14 times, this is 10, I just did a little bit of mental math, times 0.5. So for the half of the circle part, 15.7, and then plus those 2 radius values, which is 10, and mental math, I can do that, that's 25.7 centimeters. Okay, so hopefully that helps you when you're working with those half circles. And now we're going to take a look on the other side of the page here. We're going to take a look at quarter circles. So we're going to follow a very similar path as what we did with semicircles, but we'll see that we're going to be using a quarter of the values. So again, instead of an entire circle, let's take a look at a quarter circle with radius of 3 centimeters. So I'm going to draw a picture of that. Okay, so 3 centimeters. And again, it's a quarter of a circle, so it's like going from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Okay, so there's our quarter circle. So the area of that, again, is taking the area of our circle, pi times radius, and we're using 1/4 of that. Remember that 1/4, when we put that in the calculator, is equivalent to the decimal 0.25. So again, in my calculator, definitely calculator appropriate, 3.14 times radius 3 times radius 3 times 1/4. And again, 1/4 is 0.25. Oops, I hit something wrong. Try that again. 3.14 times 3 times 3 times 0.25. There we go. 7.065. And again, we've been rounding to the nearest hundredth, so that would round up to 7.07 centimeters squared. Okay, so again, that's a quarter of the circle. And now let's take a look at the circumference of that quarter circle. So again, I'm going to just redraw it down here. 3 centimeters radius. So our circumference, pi times diameter. And again, we're just using a quarter of that distance. So 1/4, and again, we'll use 0.25 for that. But then to complete this shape, we also need a radius of 3. And this is another radius of 3 too. So that will complete our distance all the way around this quarter circle. Sorry, let me scoot this up here. So 3.14 times the diameter. Okay, so again, that would be 3 plus 3. We're going to use a quarter of that. And then plus those last 2 pieces, which are both 3 centimeters. So let's see what we get in the calculator. 3.14 times, I'm going to add that together, that's 6, times 1/4, which is 0.25 in the calculator. And that gives me 4.71. And then I need to add the 2 pieces here to complete the shape, which is 6. And again, mental math, we can add those together, 10.71 centimeters. Okay, so hopefully this helps you with the work on semicircles and quarter circles when you do that IXL lesson T7. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.